everybody, Sharon here again with a quick video for you just to show you how you can stretch your legs with the assistance of a chair. My chair does have some arms on it, so I'm going to work around those, but ideally you would have a chair that doesn't have any arms on it. Some of these stretches you can do standing up and just using the chair to hold on to for balance. So as always, we're going to start with 3 or 4 deep, long breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And remember that all the stretches should be held for 3 to 5 breaths. Every time you do this video, I will remind you 3 to 5 breaths. That's going to allow the stretch to really sink into the muscles. So breathing in, breathing out. And we're going to just start with stretching out the back of the leg. So you'll extend the foot out in front of you, flex it, point the toes up towards the ceiling, and just take a nice lean forward. Keeping your hands on your leg for support. This is the seated version of the hamstring stretch. When you stand, you would place the foot in front of you, flex the foot, holding onto the legs for support, and just stick your tailbone out until you feel a nice stretch through the back of this leg. 3 to 5 breaths. Whether you're sitting or standing, you can hold onto the chair for support if you're standing. And then we'll switch and do the other side. Flex the foot, point the toe up towards the ceiling, sit back like you're sitting in a chair, tailbone lifts, so you feel that nice stretch through the back of the thigh, the hamstring muscle here. But on this leg, the long leg is the one that you're going to feel the stretch. The standing leg will be holding you up. And then if you're sitting, the leg is in front of you. Perfect. Okay, now, so for a seated inner thigh stretch, we just open the legs nice and wide, turn the toes out, and open the knees. You can place your hands here for support, just so you can kind of feel what it feels like to squeeze the knees open and feel that long stretch through the inner thighs. If you're standing, it's the same thing. You can hold on to your chair for support, maybe behind your chair, and squeeze the inner thighs open. 3 to 5 breaths. Now for the quadricep muscle, this long muscle down the front, and the hip flexor muscle, we can do this standing. This is basically just a lunge. So you're stepping one leg back, tucking the pelvis in until you feel a nice stretch through the hip flexor running down the quadricep. Use your chair for support. If you're sitting on a chair, you would start from this position or this position, open the leg, rotate the hips towards that knee, the bent knee, extend the back leg out behind you, and then we'll just give a little lean back until you feel a nice stretch through the hip flexor down into the quadricep. Breathe in, breathe out. And let's go ahead and do the other side. So from this position here, we rotate, turn the torso and the hips towards that front bent knee, extend the leg back, lean the torso, so you get that nice sensation of a stretch through the hip flexor. And then if you're standing in this position, same thing, leaning back and using the chair for support. And you may not step back as far as I do. Sometimes you just need to be here and you'll feel it. Just depends on your range of motion and your body. We're all different. That's what makes us wonderful. All right, so let's go ahead and work through the feet a little bit. We kind of neglect our feet. So we're going to just lift the heels up, spread through the toes, and then push the heels down. Lift up, spread through the toes, and down. Do a few of these. If you'd like to do these standing next to your chair, you can do 1 foot at a time. Or if you're feeling extra strong, extra fancy, you can do both feet. Your choice. Then the same thing, we're going to just roll the ankles out. So kind of drawing a circle with the knee around the ankle, go the opposite direction. If you're sitting down, it looks like this. Let's do the other one. Make sure you go both directions. Make sure you're breathing. And come back to center. So next we have the hip and the glutes. You can cross the ankle, above the ankle, and above the knee. So just cross your leg in a sitting position. And then you're going to lean the torso forward. 3 to 5 breaths. You should feel a nice stretch through the outside of the hip. If you have joint replacements, you might check with your doctor to see which stretches are appropriate for the joint replacement that you have. They'll always have suggestions for you. Make sure that you're doing the right stretches. Release, and let's do the other side. 3 to 5 breaths. If you're feeling extra strong and you want to try and stand and do this stretch, you would hold on to your chair, cross the foot, open the knee out, and then sit back. The stretch can also be done lying on your back for a little assistance. Makes it a little bit easier. And that pretty much takes care of all the muscles. We do have the calf muscle. That one can be tricky to stretch from a sitting position. You could still do the same stretch that we did for the hamstring and leaning forward and just really find a nice flex through the toe. The other stretch that I know for the calf would be the lunge, but you're just keeping that back leg straight. So you're pushing the heel down into the ground and then bending through the front knee. We want to always make sure that this front knee never crosses over the ankle or over the toes. So this one is definitely good for standing. You can hold on to your chair. Make sure you do both sides. Perfect. There you have it. You've got all the muscles in your legs stretched, and now you are ready for your day. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.